Okay, what is up YouTube? Sunslot here. Today I'm starting a new series called Let's Talk LOL. And what I'm going to do in this series is that when I play League of Legends and I see something new or just find something that I want to talk about, I'm going to do this in this series and I'm going to explain things, I'm going to try things and test things and show things to you guys. And then we all can have a discussion about this down in the comment section. So, for the first episode, I'm going to start talking about ultimates. I'm going to pick 3 champions. I'm going to pick Ashe, Lux, Ashe, Jinx, and Ezreal. And I'm going to talk about their ultimates because all of them have a long-ranged global ultimate when they fire a big projectile. So, that's what I'm going to do today. And I'm going to start off a talk about Ezreal. His ulti is called True Shot Barrage, and he channels for 1 second. And after 1 second, he fires a big laser banana. And the more targets this laser banana flies through, the less damage it will does, and you can reduce down to minimum of 30% of its damage. Okay then, the stats for True Shot Barrage are: it will channel for 1 second when you activate it. It will go from 350 to 650 base damage. It has an AD ratio of 1, an AP ratio of 1.9, and it has a mana cost of 100 that won't change depending on the level. It will stay that. I'm not really certain, but I think it has a traveling speed of 2000, and its cooldown is also the same through the entire game with 80 seconds. Okay then, now pros and cons for True Shot Barrage. You can use it both offensively as well as defensively. So for example, you can use it to jump into a fight and do a lot of damage and take your own kills. Or you can use it to maybe push back the enemy champions or minions from taking your tower or something like that. And True Shot Barrage do also support both AP Ezreal and AD Ezreal. So you will still do a lot of damage which way you prefer to go. You can maybe also do some kind of hybrid build. The AP version of Ezreal will probably do more damage with True Shot Barrage than the AD will, but still, both are very good. And it also has a pretty small cooldown. 80 seconds is not a lot. I'm pretty sure Ashe has a higher cooldown, and I think Jinx has it too, so you can spam it quite a lot actually, and don't be afraid to use it. Now the cons against True Shot Barrage are that I could come up with, it was that it's pretty obvious when he's gonna fire it if you are close up to him, because he jumps up in the air, then he fires away his big banana shot, wherever it looks like. And then if you have some kind of flash or other mobility spell, you can pretty easily just dodge aside, because he will channel it for 1 second, so it's pretty easy to dodge. And if you miss, especially if you are AP Ezreal, you will lose a lot of your damage because it's a huge burst, and if you miss it in a fight, it might be the end of you, because as I said, you stand still. If you don't get away the damage, they will probably, if you are standing still, they'll probably get up to you and kill you because you maybe don't have the damage to finish them off. Okay, the next ultimate on the list are Ashe's Enchanted Crystal Arrow. Ashes fire a missile of ice in a straight line. If the arrow collides with an enemy champion, it deals damage and stuns the champion for up to 3.5 seconds based on how far the arrow has traveled. In addition, surrounding units take damage and are slowed. Okay, now the stats for the Enchanted Crystal Arrow. When you hit a target with the Enchanted Crystal Arrow, they will take 250 damage at level 6, and at level 16 they will take 600 base damage. The arrows scale out of AP and have an AP ratio of 1. You will also stun the target, and the duration of the stun depends on how far the arrow has traveled. So the smallest amount you will stun them for are 1 second, and the largest amount you can stun them for are 3.5 seconds. But the arrow also affects everyone in a 250 radius of the impact. So everyone in this radius will take half the damage, and instead of getting stunned, they will get slowed by 50% for 3 seconds. The arrow's cooldown are at level 6, 100 seconds, and at level 16, 80 seconds. And the mana cost stay the same with 100 mana. And the ulti is also global, so if you fire it, it will travel to the end of the map or to hit someone. Now the pros and cons for the Enchanted Crystal Arrow. It's a huge CC that can easily stop the entire enemy team. And it can also be used both offensively to get kills, as well as defensively to protect your team and just the ally in a very sticky situation. It can also be used to engage a fight to pick up a single target, but it can also be used in to disengage a fight that your team is about to lose. The cons now for the Enchanted Crystal Arrow are that it's one of the only tools Ashe have of defending herself. So, if you already used this in the beginning of the fight, you might have a hard time of defending yourself against enemy team's bruisers. And because of its scaling of AP, AD Ashe would probably not do a huge amount of damage with it in the late game. Okay, now it's time for Jinx, and her ultimate is called Super Mega Death Rocket. Probably the best named ultimate in the entire game. Jinx fires a super rocket across the map, gains damage as it travels. The rocket will explode upon colliding with an enemy champion, dealing damage to it and surrounding enemies based on their missing health. So what this means is it's a big execution spell that you should probably throw everything else in and then fire rocket if you are in a fight against another AD carry. And now for the stats of the Super Mega Death Rocket. The rocket is scaling with AD, and its damage are also determined by how far the rocket has been traveling. So, when the minimum amount of damage it can do is at level 6, 125, and at level 16, 225, and its AD ratio are 0.5. And the maximum amount of damage it can do is at level 6, 250, and the maximum at level 16 are 450, and then its AD ratio are 1. So the longer the rocket has been traveled, the higher the AD ratio will be and the more damage it will do. But it also depends on how low the targets are. So at level 6 it will do 25% of your missing health in damage, and at level 16 it will do 35% damage of your missing health also. It has a mana cost of 100, and its cooldown goes from 90 seconds at level 6 to 60 seconds at level 16. Now for the pros and cons. The Super Mega Death Rocket does huge amount of damage. It's an extremely good execution spell, and it also has a pretty low cooldown with only 90 seconds at level 6 and then 60 seconds at level 16. It's best used as an offensive spell to turn a pick off enemies and get a lot of kills. And then the cons. As I said, it's mainly used as an offensive tool. It's not very good for picking off the targets to help your allies, or just trying to save allies or stopping minions. It's mostly used to kill enemies. And if you miss with your Super Mega Death Rocket, you will lose a big amount of your damage. Okay then, last but not least, I'm gonna talk about which one I prefer. Well, my favorite character of these three are Ezreal, and I play him a lot. I personally think that Ashe's Enchanted Crystal Arrow is the best one, just because the amount of CC and the ability to completely lock down a fight if you engage onto the right target. And it's really a game-changing ultimate. And Jinx ultimate, yeah, it's very good execution and damage tool, but yeah, it doesn't have the impact on a fight as Ashe ultimate has. So, thank you everyone for watching. If you liked, please like and subscribe. I will put up more of this kind of content in future. And if you think I missed something or you just want to ask a question or something, just please leave a comment down below and I will answer it as soon as I can. Thank you.